Our Wendy's Female High School Athlete of the Week. She is a senior standout for Topeka High softball. She has a Big Ten softball career in front of her, and she's a multi-sport athlete for the Trojans as well. Senior Zoe Caryl is our Athlete of the Week. And Zoe, before we get to your big future plans, which again include going to the Big Ten, let's start with your senior season at Topeka High. Your team off to a fantastic start to the year. First time you've been playing since 2019 at the high school level. What's been clicking for you so far? The stats have been fantastic through the first few games.
A lot of it's my senior season. This is it. This is all I have. Having last year taken away from us was really difficult because we were coming off of going to state for the first time in 14 years, and we're getting ready to go on a run. We're 12-0 right now. Possibly could have our first ever league title in school history. We're making history, and that's what we're trying to do. And for female athletes at Topeka High, we're doing something really big. So we're excited, and we're hoping to go take some titles this year.
You know, it's interesting that you bring up the female athletes at Topeka High trying to do something big, because you're not only part of one extremely successful team with softball at Topeka High, you're part of the Topeka High basketball team as well, which has been as dominant as anyone over the past couple of seasons. How have the two kind of helped one another for your athletic career in having so much success on the court as well as on the diamond?
For basketball, just because it's a different style sport than softball. Basketball really helps with my agility, mobility, something that I definitely need to work on with softball. So being on the court, and I ran cross country as well, something that most people wouldn't be like, oh, you play softball, you run cross country, that doesn't really make sense. But those two things coming together really helps, because muscles, working the same ones over and over with softball, doing these two really helps a lot to help me perform in softball. But on a basketball aspect, a lot of the basketball players are softball players. So those dynamics really help us go from basketball season to softball season to keep that same chemistry rolling.
We're talking to Zoe Caryl, a senior softball standout at Topeka High. She is our Wendy's High School Female Athlete of the Week. We've talked so much about team success so far, but let's get into some of your individual success as well, Zoe. I mentioned at the very top, some of your statistics this year have been absolutely fantastic. Plenty of home runs, plenty of, you're a catcher, so that's obviously a physically grueling position as well, along with the hitting. For you specifically, as you've now entered your senior season and are off to such a hot start, what is the thing about your game that, I don't know if surprises you the most, but stands out the most to you about your success?
I've grown into more of a leadership position. Like, as a catcher, you're the leader on the field, but this past year as my senior season especially, I've taken on more of a leadership position that I haven't had to in previous years. We've had Ronnie Raines, we've had Jaron Benning, people that have been older than me, but now that I really think my communication and my leadership skills is helping build energy for the team and helps build energy for myself to really go out and dominate.
Is that leadership growth something that you were intending to develop as you got older in your Topeka High career? Is that something you came into this season hoping you would do more of?
Yes, 100%. So in club ball, I'm a catcher. It's my job to lead the field, and I knew coming into this season that I was going to have to be a leader. My younger sister is on the team, she looks up to me. There's some younger girls that look up to me, and I'm like, it is my job to get these girls going and to stay positive, yet, hey, we're here for a purpose. We need to get something done.
What's the most rewarding part of that? And that's interesting you bring up, you have your sister on the team, you have other players that look up to you, both in terms of production in game, but also from various off the field intangible things too. What's kind of the most rewarding thing about that to you, both as a player and just as a person?
Building relationships with the people that I play with really means a lot to me, and getting to see people grow, and not just myself. A lot of it is, I'm hitting 705 right now. That's really, really exciting. But a lot of it is the team aspect for me. Softball's a team sport because we are being successful as a team because of my contribution, because of my girls' contributions. So getting to see people grow progressively throughout the season means a lot to me as a person, because I know that I'm making myself better and I'm making my teammates better.
We're talking to Zoe Caryl from Topeka High, a senior softball player and our Wendy's High School Female Athlete of the Week. I talked about it a little earlier. Let's get on to what's coming for you after this season at Topeka High. You're a commit to Illinois, and if I may editorialize for a second, grew up an Illinois fan personally. My parents met at the University of Illinois, so always happy to meet someone else in the greater Illini family.
Yes.
What attracted you to Illinois and going to beautiful Champaign-Urbana?
First of all, ILL. I love that. When I was younger, I've always wanted to be a meteorologist. There was me in second grade standing with my cardboard cutout to be a meteorologist for like career day. People were doctors, singers, whatever. Here I am as my meteorologist self. So a big piece of me when it came to recruiting is, what am I doing after softball? Like, yes, I'm going to get to play softball at the collegiate level, but softball isn't forever. Professional softball isn't a realistic outlet in today's society, sadly. So it was between bioengineering and atmospheric sciences. And I knew that I wanted to go Big Ten ACC because of the academic and course rigor that I knew was going to prepare me for my future. And Illinois as a whole, academically, I know is going to be able to get me to be able to work for the National Weather Service or Oceanic Atmospheric, which is really exciting. And then on a coaching aspect, I absolutely love my coaches. They are amazing people. They care about my success, care about me as a person, and some of the best coaches I can say that I will be able to play under, and I'm very excited to do so.
You mentioned that you've been interested in meteorology and weather for the majority of your life at this point. I'm curious how someone at such a young age gets so interested in that.
So I've been scared of tornadoes forever. Tornadoes, severe weather. Here I am, imagine kindergartner Zoe. Tornado sirens go off. Mom, what is this? I run upstairs, grab my baby blanket, grab this little packed bag that I keep in the back of my closet because I was like, Mom, I'm scared. I don't want to die, Mom. Granted, it's Kansas. It's like, oh, it happened like 30 miles east. We're fine. But I've always had a fascination with the way things work, which kind of pushed me towards engineering for a while. But I've always came back to weather because the phenomenon and how everything works on like the physics side, everything like that is really interesting to me. But, as a young kid, I'm just like, I want to know why it's raining. I want to know why it's snowing on April 20th, like things like that has always intrigued me to want to know why from a young age.
Well, Zoe Caryl has a very bright future, both in meteorology as well as in softball in her future. The future Illinois Fighting Illini. She is a standout for Topeka High softball this year as the Lady Trojans try to make history, and she is our Wendy's High School Female Athlete of the Week. Zoe, thank you much for giving us a moment of your time today. We really appreciate it, and good luck with both the rest of this season and what's to come in your academic and athletic career.
Thank you so much.